Hey there, RMPs. Chrissy Brooks here with you. Today we are going to talk about inventory verification and drum/bucket pickups. So when you get notice that you will have an inventory verification and a drum pickup, how? How are you going to find out that you have this inventory? What do I do with this piece of paper that I got? Who's going to be in my building at pickup time? And where do I find the training that I need about these pickups? And why? Why are we doing this? Why is it a big deal? So how am I notified of a pickup? You will receive this email right here from Avantor Sciences that says pickup schedule for week of da-da-da, whatever the week coming up is going to be. That is going to come into your team email account, your DMP team email account. So that's why it's very important, even when we do not have an active damage, that we're going into our email accounts and checking that team email. Because when we get this inventory verification, we've got 2 days to get it returned to them. So they will also have an attachment on there, usually looks something of the likes of this, that's going to give you days and centers that they will be at those days. So this is roughly the day that they're going to be coming and picking up from these facilities. So what do I do with the inventory verification? You are going to get this external pickup schedule notification email, again, from Avantor Sciences. Actually, I think this one comes from Veolia. It comes from that same do not reply email address that they send us everything from. And it's going to have 3 documents in there, 1, 2, 3. One of them is your damaged material billing summary, which is going to tell you how much it's going to cost you to have these picked up. One is your container inventory verification form, and then the other one is your discrepancy worksheet. So you need to open each one of these and print them. So the damaged material billing summary looks like this. You might only have a couple, you might have a whole bunch. This facility here had 13 that were getting picked up when they had this pickup happening. So first, you want to verify that your facility is listed as the generator, that they have United Parcel Service, what your address is, and that the phone number for your building is correct. Then we want to make sure that the pickup date is correct. So based off of what they had sent us previously, we want to make sure that this pickup date is correct. Then we want to make sure that we have each one of these drums. So this is our container number. So 0015 through, it looks like we're going 15 through 27. Just one bag per container. So there's only one bag in each of these buckets. So you want to go to your facility where you are storing your hazardous materials, your drums, your buckets, and count. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yep, I've got 13, and they match these numbers. Honestly, the easiest way to do it, what I do with my centers, we pull all of the buckets out of the storage area, we line them up by container number, and then we go through and start the verification process. So then you are going to get this container inventory form, which is going to look like this. It is going to give you the container ID number and then what size it is. So what kind of container, whether it's a 5-gallon bucket or a 15-gallon bucket or a 55-gallon drum, or maybe you're doing ABG bags. So maybe it's going to be an ABG bag. Then it gives you what your hazard class is going to be. And all of this information on here matches what we use our scissors and cut out of our container label form that we get when we get a confirmation. So all of the information on this white label, we need to verify that it matches here. The best way to do that is you and a fellow RMP or you and a responder. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be someone who is a responder because you as the RMP are the responder. So one of you is going to be looking at this sticker on the buckets, and one of you is going to have this page. The person who's looking at the stickers is just going to start reading generator information, name, United Parcel Service, address, da 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 da, city, waste number, da 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 da. And then you're going to start down here. So you would be reading UN 1950, comma, waste aerosols, comma, flammable, comma, each not exceeding 1 pound capacity, comma, 2.1, comma, limited quantity, waste code D001. So that should all be, and I know, whoops, sorry, I know that this sticker doesn't match this. It's from 2 different facilities of mine, but you need it to match exactly. If it does not match exactly, we're going to talk about that either next, or maybe you have a revised container label sitting in your email box. I know that happened at one of my facilities. I was doing the inventory verification with another responder, and we were missing some words. The paper said that we were supposed to have certain words and they were not on here. So we went back to the email and checked, and sure enough, we had a revised copy of the container label form that we get during confirmation. So just make sure, we want to make sure that they match perfectly. So then if they do not match perfectly, that's where we're going to use our discrepancy worksheet. So either maybe you're missing a drum, maybe you have another drum that's closed that they didn't have on the list. So maybe you have 14 buckets instead of 13. Maybe the container label form is incorrect. Whatever the situation is, you are going to write down your container number, the whole thing. So the first stuff before the dash, which is your Veolia generator information, then the container number. Then you're going to write down both the temporary and the permanent ID for that damage. And then you're going to write what the discrepancy is. We don't have that bucket, or we have this new bucket that has been closed. The labels don't match. This label says this. This is what you guys say. Whatever is happening with it, you need to put very detailed information on this discrepancy sheet. Now, if it's all perfect, awesome, congratulations, you did an awesome job, and you get a scrawl, no discrepancies, across this piece of paper in great big letters. Then we need to print our name. So if I was doing it, it would be my name. Then the phone number, either your cell phone number if you're an RMP and have a business phone, or better yet, the number of the center. If your center phone gets answered, I know a handful of them don't. So make sure that this is a phone number that Veolia can get a hold of you if they've got questions. And then we want to put the date on here. If you notice, all drums must be verified and emailed to this email addresses within 48 hours. So we have 48 hours from the time that we receive this email to fax it back to Veolia. So even if you have no discrepancies and you write no discrepancies on there, you still need to send this form back to them, because if you do have discrepancies and you do not return this form within 48 hours, you're going to pay for that bucket to be picked up 2 times. So you're going to pay for it initially because we didn't tell them that we didn't have it, or that it was missing, or that it wasn't ready. Maybe you are waiting on a 15-gallon bucket for this damage, and you need to let Veolia know damage is not ready. Just write it on here. This container number, this permanent, this temporary, container not ready. Do not pick up. Because we're going to pay for it on the front side. And then when they come back around again in 6, 9, however many months it's going to be, you're going to pay for it again. So we pay for them to pick it up twice, even though they only pick it up one time. And as you saw on that previous form, the buckets are anywhere from $100 to $400, depending upon what's in them, what the chemicals are, what the disposition of that package is going to be, and how much it weighs. So we need to be sure that we are doing this inventory verification and returning it within 48 hours. So who's going to show up at my pickup? Well, the Veolia driver. They're going to bring their great big semi with Veolia scrawled across the side of it. He's going to pull into your parking lot and come into your building and ask, hey, who's in charge of the pickup today? So make sure that you're letting your preloaders, your local sorters, your PTPCS, let them know, hey, we've got a pickup coming today. There might be somebody in the building looking for whoever is in charge of the pickup. Our Veolia driver has been to most of our buildings, so if it's the same people, it's going to be the same driver that you're going to see, and they know what they're doing. But we change a lot. We move around a lot. Our DMP, RMPs change a lot. So we want to make sure that we have the correct person signing this manifest. So he's going to hand you these manifest papers. It might look something like this, or it might look something like this, just depending upon what is happening with it. In this instance, these are things that are considered environmentally hazardous, but not regulated by the DOT. These are actual hazardous wastes that are regulated. So this is stuff that they are in with our blue and white non-reg stickers. This is going to be stuff that's with our hazard stickers. So you're going to verify, just like we did with the inventory verification. Yes, okay, this drum is there. Yes, okay, this drum is there. Yes, okay, this drum is there. You're going to do the same thing, and you're going to wait. Do not sign it until the Veolia driver is done. He's going to be putting his own stickers, his own numbers on your buckets or your barrels. We're going to wait until he's done, then we're going to sign it together. So he's going to watch you sign, you're going to watch him sign. He's going to take the manifest apart, and he's going to hand you a copy of that. You are going to take that copy, and it is going to go into your file folder that says manifests on it. I believe it's file folder number 17. Don't 100% quote me on that, but I'm 99.9% sure that it's file folder number 17, clear in the back of your file box. You're going to hold on to that manifest until you receive your third copy back in your email box. So you are going to get a copy in your team email box once it has reached the facility, the disposal facility. So this is the Veolia driver signature. Your signature is right above there. When you get it back, you are going to have this last signature on here, on this manifest, that is going to now tell you this has been taken to the grave. So we created it, cradle, the damage was born, and then now it's at its grave. So the disposal facility is going to dispose of it according to environmental regulations, and we are no longer responsible for that damage once we get this manifest copy back. So we want to make sure that we are holding on to all of our paperwork and waiting until we get this manifest copy back. Then, depending upon what state you're in, some states are going to have you get all of your papers together and you send them off to your environmental coordinator. Other states, I'm not sure, Minnesota, what you guys do with your paperwork. Talk with your health and safety soup, talk with your environmental coordinator, and find out what they want you to do with that paperwork. Where can you find more training? You can go and look at LMS 0380. That is a annually due training, and we're only required to have one person per shift, and it can be an RMP or it can be a regular responder. It doesn't have to be a management person, but they have to be current in 0380 and in your RCRA training 1158. So if they are not current in those two things, we can get in trouble with the EPA for that person not having the proper training. So make sure that whoever is present when your drums are being picked up is current on 0380 and 1158 before they sign that manifest. So why? Why did I just spend 15 minutes talking about these manifests? They are very closely monitored by the DOT. We are a generator, not a transporter. So if hazardous waste that we have generated ends up somewhere and we don't have a manifest to prove who picked it up, we can get in trouble for potentially transporting. They keep a very, very close eye on these things. Lots of reporting when it comes to hazardous materials. If you remember a couple years ago, they had that big train wreck. I believe it was up in New York. It's a big deal when hazardous materials spill, when hazardous materials leak, when hazardous materials get into the environment. So we have to make sure that we are doing our due diligence to follow the rules that the DOT and the EPA have put out there. So we are responsible from that waste from the time that it's created in our facility until we get that signed manifest copy back that it has reached the treatment facility. And we're responsible to ourselves. We're responsible to ourselves. We're responsible to UPS. We're responsible to our coworkers, keeping everybody safe, doing what we are supposed to be doing. Whether you were voluntold or you volunteered to be an RMP, it's a responsibility that you have. So we need to do things correctly. We need to do things quickly and safely. If your storage area is full and you need a pickup, or you need more facility storage space, maybe you need a Connex box or one of those brown metal storage boxes out in your parking lot for some more space, contact your environmental coordinator. They can hook you up with that kind of information. And another why, governmental regulatory agencies. What else do I need to say? And as always, call me. Call me if you have questions, if you're not sure what's going on, if you're not sure how to do the inventory verification, if you're not sure this sticker says this and this paper says this. Please reach out, call me, call your health and safety soup, call your environmental coordinator. We are here to help you guys. This is a very, very, very important part of the DMP that needs to be done correctly. So please reach out. Don't question, don't guess. Reach out and get an answer. So we're not doing attendance for RMP calls anymore because technically we're not really doing an RMP call for the month of September. So thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you learned something and can take this back to your facility, to your work groups, and really have it make a difference. So thanks so much for being here again, and everybody have a great week.